Okay, so live stream, got it. All right, now let's go to the next one, which is on assessments. Okay, so there's three, as I mentioned before, there's three assignment and project, one project, two assignment, one project. So three assessments lah. Okay, assignment one, when you build the model is 30%. Assignment two, when you produce the drawing is also 30%. So even though this one is actually like 5 weeks, 5 to 7 weeks, this is 2 weeks. So even though the number of weeks is different, to produce assignment two, you need to have the assignment one. So both are 30%. And then project is 40%. So 10% is on the communication and 30% for digital skill. Actually, in timeline, digital skill first and then communication. So I will share with you the course outline. So today is the introduction to class and Revit. I will share a little bit on BIM and then on software installation. Okay. And then because next week is public holiday on Thursday, Dr. Chris will continue, after this year, Dr. Chris will continue to teach on the software. So not really teach, I think I'll leave it to Dr. Chris, okay? Because you have to install the software first. And then, and Dr. Chris will brief on assignment one, Revit modeling. So after that is placing components and topography. So after that is other topic lah, okay? Topic on the building model. Then we're going to, so the submission is, okay, for this course, the submission is before, 1 day before class. Means if the class is on 16, kan, this one? 16, okay? So the submission is 15, 1 day before. Okay, so you have like actually every day when you, every classes, after classes, continue with your, means practice using Revit by building your project. Okay, so by week 6, by week 7, when you already at rendering in Revit, for example, so these 2 weeks actually extra weeks for you to refine the model. And then the submission is here. After that, this is a big pack for Dr. Yat's class. Okay, remember, start at 8 a.m. in the morning. So for Dr. Yat's class, you're going to produce the drawings. So the model is already there. So pay attention during these 2 classes because the submission is only 1 week after the second class. Right? Because there's not many things to do, but you have to pay attention. If you miss the settings, of course, it takes time for you to try to find out how to do things. So that is already by week 11. So week 11, we will start with animation. In animation, we will invite lecturer to teach on the storyboard. All right, and then, so this is actually 10%. I will upload another one later. And then so this one is more on, I will say, not much on the input. I will give input on the storyboard, of course. But then the software exploration, I think Lumion, I don't need to teach Lumion. It's very easy, right? So you can use Lumion to produce, and then we will share, we will do in a group work, okay? We will do in groups, we will discuss, and we will share on how to use other software. So here, the presentation for software exploration. And then refine the animation clip and submit. Okay, the submission is, if your studio submission is extended, of course, the submission for video also will be extended, right? Okay, so week 15 is the last class. All right, any question on that?
No.
Okay, so to install the software, I think we already have the recorded. I've recorded on how to install the software. I think Dr. Chris already uploaded at e-learning, or maybe I upload later. Okay, so Autodesk free, not free, free student software. So it's here, okay? So search for Autodesk student software or Autodesk education, use that keywords. So make sure it's this one, autodesk.com, edu software overview. Okay, so click here. So you have to have your metric card. Right, you have to log in, you have to use your university email. Okay, use your USM email, okay? Use USM email to log in. So here is the software. If I click get started, it will ask me to log in. Okay, so I don't know why I can actually create it using my Gmail. So, but actually all lecturer and students have the USM email. I already have this account for years, so maybe because of that. Okay, so create your account. Make sure you choose University Science Malaysia. Okay, and make sure you use your full name, because they will check your metric card and compare it with your name that you used to register Autodesk Education. Okay, so when after you upload your metric card, you will see this. You are confirmed. Congrats, we've confirmed that you are eligible for educational access, blah, blah, blah. So I think mine is 12 months. Students might get for 3 years, maybe. Okay, so get software. So you can go to Revit. If I'm too fast, can just mention, okay? Just unmute your mic. This is two-way class. So I don't want to be the only one who speak here. So make sure you choose Revit, of course. So for the version, Dr. Chris, you're using 2021, right?
Yes, correct, 2021.
Okay. So choose Windows. And I think, unfortunately, for those who's using MacBook, I hope no one is using MacBook or what's the laptop for MacBook? MacBook lah kan, MacBook. Okay, so Revit is only for Windows. Okay, AutoCAD, yes, AutoCAD for Mac, but Revit is only for Windows. So Windows 2021 English, you can click, if you see the small arrow here, if your internet is good, you can choose install. If your internet is not so good, choose download. So, and then just follow what the instruction is. I find some, I have one slide for the installation. Okay? So try to install first. Okay, here. Okay, so here it will ask you what family you want to install. Okay, you can just choose one because it will take a lot of storage if you choose a lot. So by default, usually we choose, you can choose UK based if you want, because it's metric. So, but in US, See here, base set of family libraries for English projects in US Imperial or US Metric. So if you choose US, you will get both in Metric and Imperial. So UK is on Metric. So basically, the library is on the components. There's not much different, I think. It's not much different between different families library. Okay. And then just click install. So it will take some time. So please do not do it last minute. So the submission, Dr. Chris, is supposed to be next week. So if it's next week, so install earlier because it will take, depends, it will take up to hours sometimes. If it's very fast, it's just around 15 minutes. Depends on your internet connection. Okay, so you can continue with that one after this. So any questions? Tak ada kan korang ni. So I would like to know about the students. I think from the CLA, from the registered student, I can see that there's interior students, interior architecture, like around 8 of you, and others are architecture students. Any students from other courses, please inform me because it will affect your assignment. How many of you from interior? I think interior. Kasdina from interior, is it?
Yes.
Dina. Narmita, right? Okay. So quick question. Okay, if you already have Revit 2019 version, it's okay. But if Dr. Chris want to provide any file for you, you cannot open it. So Revit 2019 cannot open the Revit 2020's file. Basically, any Revit version, okay, if you have 2016, for example, you cannot open any files that is created using a later version. But you can open files that created using the lower version, the older version. Okay, there's no option for save as the lower version. If I open, just show. So in this case, I think you can use 2019, yes, but you have to be aware about this, okay? For example, if you want files from your friend, basically if your friend is using 2021, you can open that file. Apa yang nak tadi? Bin. Okay. I don't know why my laptop is extra slow today. So, okay, quick question for you. Apa I nak? Okay, Azrif, on week 8 and 10, kelas start pukul berapa? Azrif.
10.
Week 8 dengan week 10?
8.
So week 8 and week 10, remember, before and after mid-semester break, the class is at 8 AM. So I just open in file apa. Oh, okay. And I think I will upload this one also. And you have to update your Revit because if not, okay, heading. When you install your Revit, okay, usually if it's like early or mid of the year, install the previous version. For example, this year is 2021, install 2020's version. But since now already October, almost November, so you can install this year's version. Why? Because if you install like newest version, it's not stable yet. So if you see here, 2021.1.4 means there's actually like 4 updates for this year. So update number 4 already, I think, is quite stable. Okay, so if I want to save as project, so there's no option for the lower version. Of course, we can export to other format and then open it back, but it's not the same. Some data will be lost. So this is regarding the version tadi, okay? All right, so I will share with you. Okay, tadi question. So next is on, oops, tanda nanti. Next is on BIM. So why actually you have to learn the software? Why you have to learn Revit, right? Because you already know AutoCAD. Okay, Narmita. Okay.
Yes.
Hello, Namita.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So why we have to learn Revit?
Actually, I have no idea.
Why do you? I just want to know. Okay. So why do you take this course? I mean, what is your expectation?
To learn how to do 3D models in AutoCAD and
3D models.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Namita. Lagi? Okay, Mustafa. Hello, Mustafa. Okay, so why should we learn Revit?
Because we can integrate it into building information modeling. And I think
Okay.
it's the only software that can, right?
Yeah. Okay, good answer. Thank you, Mustafa.
So, okay, thank you.
So I will share with you on BIM. Is it this one? Okay. I will share two lecture, okay, two very short lecture on BIM. Dr. Yap will explain more on the detail, a more detailed version, more detailed info on building information modeling. So get to know BIM. Yeah, this is the correct one. Get to know BIM. Another one is how BIM works. Okay, betul. So I will share on 5 points. That is what is BIM, who is in BIM, when is BIM, where and why. So the 5 W's of BIM. Okay, sorry. So BIM is building information. Okay, the keyword is information modeling, an intelligent 3D model-based process that gives architecture, engineer, construction professionals, basically anyone who involves in a project, the insight and tools to plan, design, construct, manage buildings and infrastructure more efficiently. Basically, it's not only on the 3D model, but it's a platform for you to do all this plan, design, construct, and manage together. Okay, together with all these other professionals. So who in BIM? I will say all consultants and even owner, and even after that means facility manager, etc., etc. Okay. So BIM works when this. So when there's a new project, what you have to do, you have to design. So you come up with a conceptual and detailed drawings, analysis, documentation, right? And then you build the building. Okay. After that is the operation and maintenance. So in all this, so imagine this is the BIM model. In all this, the BIM model is still contribute even after the completion of building, means during the operation and maintenance. And after that, so it's a life cycle. After that means the demolition or renovation. If renovation, for example, they will still use the model. Of course, they will upgrade the model, okay, update with the latest info. And then basically from the building is there, the model is already there. And then after the building, until the building ends, until the demolition of the building. Okay, so the BIM model will be like accompany the building. So I would like to share like when is BIM, most of you might think, oh, this is new, right? So before this, we use pen and paper. So of course, need high human resources and more space needed to produce drawings. Then after that, CAD comes, okay, computer first, computer comes, then everyone is using CAD, computer aided drafting. So of course, it can transform this whole labor-intensive drafting into efficient electronic documentation. Okay, you see my first correct screen. Okay, and then CAD went 3D. So it's still it develops into 3D, but still don't have the information. Means in AutoCAD lines is just line. It's not a window, kan? So after that, BIM was introduced. So the 3D models is with rich information for each component, and the integration of several multidisciplinary models and data using model servers, means it's online, or servers if offline. You know servers, right? Like you can use, you can actually access other computers even though there's no internet. Okay, using a LAN cable, for example, or other network-based technologies. So it can be at cloud or offline network. So BIM has been around since 1970s, but of course during that time the computer is still new. So 1970s, it's been around as idea. Okay, as idea, people already start to discuss on how to make things better, but it's adopted widely in building construction industry since early 2000s, when you guys were just born. So BIM around the world. Let's just focus on few countries. So here actually the green one is different level of BIM adoption. So USA, it's compulsory to take BIM in a few states, because in US they depends on the states, kan? So in some states, still people use Revit. People use Revit and BIM, but it's not made compulsory by the government. Dubai, of course, this like fast country, restricted mandate means not like fully mandated, not fully compulsory, but it's compulsory for buildings more than 20 floors or bigger than 200,000 square feet, or special facility buildings like university, like hospitals, and all government projects, and also projects from foreign countries. And then in UK is a bit advanced on BIM in terms of the government's punya make it compulsory, kan? So it's compulsory to use BIM for all public buildings since 2016. And then China, somehow they did not make it compulsory, but they got strong government support. And next is Singapore, okay, the country next to us, where I think some of you will go there to work. So you have to know it's compulsory to use BIM for projects more than 5,000 meters square. Okay, tak ada million, it's not that big, 5,000 meters square. Since 2015. And I think lately they want to make it more, they want to adapt it, they want to adapt it in more projects. Okay. So, okay, wait. So why I share these countries? Actually, I want to share Australia, but Aussie is not that strict in BIM. Okay, because these are the countries that you might want to go to work. Okay, US is quite far, but Dubai, you don't be surprised. Okay, it's normal to hear like, oh, this architect actually already go to Dubai to work. You will go to Dubai, you will go to China, Singapore, Aussie, and other countries. So how about BIM in Malaysia? Okay, so actually in Malaysia, for government projects, it's compulsory to use BIM for projects more than 100 million ringgit. And then big developers, Sime Darby, etc., already adopted BIM. In JKR, they have their own BIM team. Yes, last 2 days, okay, they just finished the JKR BIM day. So they share projects that manage using BIM approach. They publish guidelines, they train JKR staff throughout Malaysia, and they implemented BIM in multiple government projects. So how about CIDB? Okay, CIDB also got BIM guideline, they provide trainings, they provide BIM certification, and organize KL International BIM Day. So in overall, we will say Malaysia accepted BIM. Okay, even though it's not widely used yet, but it's going into that. So why is it important? Okay, so if we, Malaysia, as a country, not moving forward, of course, we will be left behind. So same as we as individual. If me, I and you, if we didn't move forward, we will be left behind. Left behind, okay? Okay, why? Even though why should be earlier, but I think let's share it at the last. So why does BIM really save time and money? So how it saves time and money? So as I mentioned before, okay, when an architect design a building, okay, and build it in Revit or any other software actually, okay, in BIM software, BIM modeling authoring software. I just call Revit lah since we are learning Revit. Okay, we build in Revit, then they will share in one platform like I mentioned before, and they will still editing the same model, and then before that they edit the same model, and the data is extracted, or I would say engineers, for example, they will they will merge their model with architecture using the same model, and then we will still referring to the same model during build phase and during operation and maintenance, and after that, okay, this is like I mentioned before. So it's a life cycle using the same model. So basically, during design phase, okay, using the same model, kan? So whatever we build using the design phase is what we build in the construction phase. It's the same thing. So when what happened is we reduce conflicts. Conflicts means, you know how I think you'll find funny images about how the door is in front of, there's no staircase for the door, for example. So we can reduce all this conflict. Or I think more important is like beams and architecture. So you don't want to have a big beam there. You can try to figure out during modeling if you're using beam. And then we have piping versus structure, for example. Okay, and then because of that, it improves schedule because there's less conflict, can, so improve schedule. So project, of course, finish earlier. Okay, and then greater cost predictability. You can predict the cost because you can actually calculate whatever the cost is in the BIM, in the model. Okay. Okay, this is for another lecture. So I will share just a little bit. Before that, I will ask you some questions. Apa nak kena panggil? King Wee. So King Wee, hi.
Yes.
You pay attention, tak? Okay, so is Revit same with 3D AutoCAD?
No, because for Revit, like when we have a floor plan, then we have a 3D model.
All right.
But
Okay.
AutoCAD only have a 2D.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think some of you might already use Revit during practical, kan? Okay, Farah Alisa.
Yes.
Okay, how is Revit different than AutoCAD?
In Revit, they divide components, and in AutoCAD it's just lines.
Okay, thank you. So I will share this for those, especially for those who if this is your first time knowing about the term, okay, BIM. So I will share a little bit. So how BIM works? So this is what I asked just now. So isn't BIM a new software in building construction industry? So it's not. It is not a software. First, BIM is not a software. Okay, BIM is about a different. Okay, the definition of BIM I already explained just now. So in another way, BIM is about a different methodology of running a project from as early as designing phase to after completion. Sometimes we just use it for designing until project completion, sometimes until facility management. So traditional approach, what happens is, okay, what happens, architect will give the drawing to QS, to engineers, and then they will pass to other person, different drawing. You see how the route is from architect, to pergi ke QS to this route, and then to go to this route, okay? So this like the drawing is passed around, and then for example, QS will create another, engineer will create another drawing based on that drawing. QS will count manually, etc. So it's something like, it's something like this, can? Yeah, it move around, the drawing move around, the information move around. Okay, so in BIM, building information modeling, they're using only one model. Okay, the extraction of data is from this one model. The updating info is to this one model. Okay, so what's wrong with the traditional approach? You might ask, right? So, okay, it's a new thing, but what's wrong with using just AutoCAD? Can? So in AutoCAD, the information is produced by architect and then give to engineer, for example. And then they produce another information, another set of information. This is like I explained just now. And then there's multiple information. You see? And then when we want to check the data by QS, by engineers, by others, it's manually. Okay, and we check it like literally like that. We overlap the drawings, for example. So information is losing in every steps in the process because we pass around the drawings. So in small project, it may seem as not important, but in medium to big scale project, the impact of data error is massive. So what is the cons? Cons is the negative of traditional approach. So higher chance of data loss, and then it's harder to find information. You imagine how to find things where you cannot just click Control F lah. You cannot just search, kan? Especially when it's printed and overlapping and crowded with the information. Because at site, you usually refer to the printed drawings, kan? So inability to track who is responsible for the information. So sorry, BIM is not only for architects, okay? So interior architecture also use BIM during practice, especially for bigger projects. Inability to track who is responsible for the information, who add the information, or who did it, or who amend the information. For example, the size of windows, etc. So in BIM, actually, if you edit, there's your name there. Manual calculation for cost estimation. Project modification generates additional time because when you modify one area, for example, you have to create another drawing, you have to pass back to the engineer, etc., etc. And poor clash detection, as I mentioned before, is manual. And more clashes are detected during construction phase when it's 3D, means visually 3D, the real 3D in front of your eyes. So how BIM is different than traditional approach? I think some info is a bit overlapping, but I want you to really understand this so that you know why actually you learn Revit and Basically, if you know something, you will learn better, kan? So traditional approach is like your friend explained just now. If you draw a plan and then you have to draw the plan and elevation, etc. You have to draw multiple times. But in BIM, basically, if you have this one window, the information is already here. See, all the info is here, and it's already in the other elevation, other views. Sorry. So again on data. So how many data for one building? Okay, imagine if for using AutoCAD you have to draw a lot of many times. You have to copy the information many times. Okay, let's compare with Lego. Imagine like, so let's say this is the 2D AutoCAD. So this is the 3D rendering, but still there's no information here. Okay, but in BIM, there's information. When you click this bricks, there's information there. Okay, and imagine how many data in one building. So each of these, there's information attached. So model based, okay, this topic is BIM versus traditional approach, okay, in case you wondering. So 2D versus 3D. So in AutoCAD is, I think similar to this lah, when you draw, right? You have all these drawings next to you, printed drawings to double check everything. Okay, 3D means you actually just work in the 3D. Anything you update there. And then automated data extraction, for example, schedules and etc. You can do an analysis, and then automatic data extraction for the window schedule. So clash detection, you resolve clash before the construction. If using AutoCAD, of course you want to resolve before construction, but it's very hard to do that. So benefit project life cycle. So this is for BIM, okay? It benefits the project throughout the life cycle, not only during the construction. So again, as just now, what we built virtually is what we built physically. And we're using the same one even after the completion. Okay. Any question? Ada. All right, so if there's no question, maybe we can take 5 minutes rest. Okay, let me show this after that. Okay, we can take 5 minutes rest until 11, sorry, not 11, until 10:55, and then we'll continue with Dr. Chris' input on Revit Build Up.
Madam,
Yeah.
can I ask if you can reshare the class link or
Class
WhatsApp
apa?
group?
WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else tadi nak ask question?
Madam,
Yeah.
in the course outline, you stated about we will be working with the third year project.
Third years for the video.
Project. Yeah, but some of us are taking second year. Will that be able to continue?
Oh, you can. Oh, okay. Then I talk to Dr. Azhar.
Okay.
Okay. But this is first semester, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the final project is manual.
Yeah.
What other courses that you take? Do you take measured drawing also? No.
Yeah. Yeah. We
measure-
take measured
You take
drawing.
measured drawing?
Mm-hmm.
But to build measured drawing, I think you can build your measured drawing building actually.
Okay.
Okay, for
So-
those who didn't take okay, thank you, Sama. Do you
What?
have any other question?
No. Just we will use the measured drawing instead.
Yeah, I will update with you on that later. I think I
Mm.
update at our WhatsApp group. Anyone else that didn't take third year studio? How many of you?
I think in this class we are 3.
3. So Sama lagi. Who else?
Zainab, I think.
Okay, Sama, Zainab,
Consatan.
Satan,
Atira.
Atira. Is there any first year students here? I think not yet.
We are 5, madam, not 4.
You guys are second year already, right? Yeah, of course I know you're second year. No, because sometimes in certain semester there's first year student joining this course.
Okay.
For interior architecture, your project is 2-story. Apa I think your last sidang diorang buat. What is your final project for what year are you in now?
Third year.
Third year. So what is
Yes.
your project for second year, second semester?
Basically we designed for the museum.
Museum.
Yes.
And you only built the interior part of the building, right?
Yes. But for this project, for the third year project, we will design for the we got the site, but the site is already existing in the Georgetown, so we need to design for the interior.
Okay. I think okay, so for the animation you can actually use that one, right? Use your current project.
But basically, for the interior, we just convert from the SketchUp into the Lumions, and we do for the interior design.
Yeah, basically it's separate, okay? The Revit one is different, so the video is another project.
So basically, we can use for the interior as a part of the design for the
Yes.
Lumion.
Because the assessment is more on how you produce the video, the storyline, etc.
Oh, okay.
The effect and lighting. I will share with you one of the best video from interior architecture last semester.
Okay, can. Okay, thank you, Doctor.
All right. So I think 5 for you from interior. Everyone actually in the same batch?
Yes.
Okay, 5 and 5 ke 6. Okay, so yeah, you can use that project for the last, and then you can submit for your studio. You will submit your video for studio, is it?
Still not sure about the video, so we need.
But if not compulsory, you can just submit, so maybe you can get extra marks.
Yes.
All right, thank you. But for Revit, we will discuss with the lecturers first, because but if have to include exterior, what project can you use?
Maybe we can use our last year projects, like because for the restaurant that we built is using without the existing plan, so we have to produce our layout plan.
So you also have the exterior part of the building.
Yes.
How about the roof?
Basically, we using the flat roof as a part of our design.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, last one. How big is it?
Around more than 20 square feet.
20 square feet. 20,000.
20,000. Yes, sorry, 20,000. 15 until 20,000 square feet.
Ah,
Is
okay,
it
I
two
inform the
stories?
lecturers. Sorry.
Is it 2 stories?
No, just one stories.
Oh, one story je.
Because for this semester we can apply for the 2 stories because we want to include for the UBBL. Because like the previous project, we don't need to use the 2 story because we not apply with the UBBL such as the staircase and the lift. So that the reasons why we use this for the 1 story only. So for the 3rd year project, this project is more aimed about the UBBL. So they needs to see how we apply it for the staircase and the rent for the PWD persons.
Okay, I think for the purpose of this assignment, kan Dr. Chris, maybe you can add staircase, make it 2 story. That it doesn't have to be like the whole building, but certain part of the building can be double story.
Okay, understand. But if so basically we just need to add on for the another design for our projects.
Yes, add
project.
another. Let me ask Dr. Nurati first because I'm not sure how she want to extract the data for the data extraction kan for the drawing production nanti. Okay, I will ask her first. I will discuss with her first and Dr. Chris also. So we will update later next week.
Okay, can. Okay, thank you.
Okay, kan Dr. Chris?
Yeah, okay.
All right. So already 11. I think for my part already finished. Let me check tadi. Okay. All right. So I would like to invite Dr. Chris to continue the class.
Thank you, Desvana. Good morning, everyone. So I'm Dr. Chris. So I'll be guiding you guys, all right, throughout the whole 6 week to learn Revit. Okay. So because next week is a public holiday, so I'll take this time to brief you guys 2 main things. One is your assignment, and another one is how we are going to conduct our weekly classes. All right. So for the first one, all right, the assignment. Let me share my screen. All right. So this assignment is an individual assignment. All right. So it's Revit build up 30%. Okay. So what you'll be learning is to build the model and produce building drawing using BIM software, which is Revit for this case. All right. So please take note that this SAM model will be used for assignment 2. Okay, if you know Dr. Noriati's classes, the 2 classes. Okay, so this exact model will be used for that assignment where you extract all the data from it. Okay, so the instruction is, okay, by using Revit, build a model based on your previous design project that has at least 2 stories. Okay, so I understand that some of you do not have. So please find a project which has 2 stories. Okay, and all the Revit, the model must contain the following components. Okay, you do not need to worry about all these things because you will learn all this from A until O, all these components as we go through the weeks. All right. Okay, so at the end of the day, for the submission on the 15th December 2021 by 11:59, there's 1 day before your class. All right. You need to submit screenshot images, a maximum of 15, which is compiled into 1 PDF. Okay, that shows all the relevant components and details. Okay, and it must be in Autodesk Revit 2021 version or below. Okay, so do not save it if there's a 2022 by the time comes, right? So do not use that. Okay, and the project, how you want to save it, okay, is over here. There's an example here, and you submit it in e-learning. Okay, as well as your Revit model. Okay, this is for both your PDF and also your Revit model. Okay, and there's a marking rubric here which you can have a look Okay, and this assignment 1 with this PDF is already uploaded in the e-learning week 2. Okay, e-learning week 2. Okay, so that's all for the assignment 1. All right. So I'm going to share. Okay, so I'm going to share this e-learning page. Okay, so I'm going to scroll through to week 3 first, okay, because week 3 is the usual classes that we're going to have because next week is a holiday. Okay, so what we'll do for each class is that, first of all, if you can see you see number 9 until number 13 here, there are video tutorials for you to watch and to practice on your own, okay, before our online class, which is at, if you see at the front here, okay, there's a link here with WebEx, 11:30 a.m. We'll start our class at 11:30 a.m. Okay, so from 10 o'clock, or even if you want to do it earlier, you can download all these videos and go through all the videos, and you can build your own Revit model, okay, based on that week video. All right, for example, this week is doors and windows. So by end of the day, we will be able to see doors and windows in your drawings. Okay. Of course, after that, we'll have our attendance. Okay, this is the special part. All right. For attendance, we'll have two types of two ways to confirm your attendance. One is through the normal QR code, okay, which is through the e-learning. Okay. Secondly, okay, I'll count your attendance based on your progress submission. Okay, so weekly, if you see here, weekly progress, okay, item 9 to 13. So if you click through click at this link, you'll be guided to a Miro site. Okay, can you see the Miro site? I think I'm sharing the correct one, right? Okay, so so you'll be directed into here. Okay, and for this weekly progress, we call it progress submission. Okay, what you need to do is take a screenshot of what you have done for that particular week. Okay, for example, for this one, you have learned grids, sections. You already put your walls up. Okay, but you see there's no window yet. Okay, so it's not a full thing. All right, it's just what you have learned for that day. Okay. So you put it out, paste it around at this Miro, okay, and okay. If you see here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. I would like you guys to be grouped into a group of either 4 or maximum 5. Okay, 4 or 5 person. Okay, in one group. So for every week when you submit this progress submission, okay, I'd like to see all of your group members submitted all the group members submit all the progress. Then I'll count as your attendance. All right. So what this is so that you guys can learn from each other. If you have, of course, we'll during the online classes we'll have a discussion on if you have any problems or any things that you cannot get it. Okay, but let's say out of that, when we finish our class, let's say you face any problems, you can learn from your friends as well within your group. Okay, so that you help each other to finish the task for that week. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, for let's say for week 2 next week. All right, for group 1, you can just put your progress screenshot here, put your name. Okay, screenshot and put your full name. Yeah, put your full name, so I can keep track of it. Okay, so for the grouping itself, whoever comes first, you can just put it at group 1. Okay, whoever comes second, you just see whichever group which is blank, you can just paste it there. Okay, I will not give you any Google form or what. We just see whichever is blank, you just put it there. All right. So that's for attendance. Okay, and also the weekly progress. Okay, I've also uploaded, if you see in your, sorry. Okay, if you see in your e-learning, okay, there's one here called PDF here, Group 0, John Doe, week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is an example of what I'm expecting from you guys. Okay, certain screenshots which shows, let's say for this week is door windows, the swing line. Okay, this is an example of the screenshot which I want to see in the Miro. Okay, all right, and then what else? Okay, lastly, okay, in week 2, okay, there's one file called extra references here. Okay, so this extra references is actually a YouTube link, okay, to one of the YouTuber which teaches Revit. Okay, I felt that he's quite good. It's quite fast as well. All right, so this extra references doesn't apply only for week 2. It applies for the whole thing, actually, for the whole Revit all these lessons. Okay, so you can refer to these extra references. If I've put it. Okay, let me just show you. Like for example, for this YouTube, there's introduction, interface commands, and navigation, selection walls. Okay, up until the last thing that we're going to learn about meshing, for example. Okay, so these are some extra references. All right. Okay, so for week 2, okay, I already upload all the videos here. Okay, and also there's a Revit file. If you see, there's a Revit file here, which is an exercise which you should do. Okay, then of course after you have done, you can just screenshot and upload it in the Miro. All right, and the assignments is here. Okay, so for this week 2, I do not expect you guys to finish up, let's say like today. Okay, you guys can just take your time and you can upload it, let's say by next Friday. Okay, by next Friday, you can just upload it at any time. Okay, but for the following 3rd week and onwards, okay, I will expect you guys to upload the progress on that day itself, by the end of that day itself, because I do not want all of you to drag and okay, well, I'll do it this weekend or what. Use that time to do all your core subjects, your studio or whatever core more important subjects. So just take one day, you know, to just finish this up, okay, and just forget about it. I mean, and then the next week learn another new things. Okay, so we do not want to drag. All right. So yeah, I think that's all from me. Okay, thank you. You guys have any question? All right. Okay, I see a thumbs up there. The other, all right. Okay. All right. So,
Doctor,
yeah.
is the practice different than the final submission? I mean, like the submission for the first project? Is
No.
it the same or different?
Yeah, it's the same. You can use the same. I mean, the model that you're using for the assignment 1. You can just use that as the so-called like practice or the progress submission.
So even if we use the existing project that we have, and then we add, so macam mana we nak start from beginning of the practice?
What do you mean by existing? Meaning you have a Revit model already?
No, I mean like, so we have to take our previous project, right?
Yes, correct.
So it's already existing, right?
I understand. So how did you build that model itself? Is it like okay, all right. So you can use exactly the same model, all right, as for your assignment 1. Okay, of course, it must be adhered to the 2 stories, the one that the requirement for assignment 1. Then you build the exact model based following, like let's say for week 2, we're going to learn about how to build walls. Okay, so you can build walls. The dimension, the shape of the walls is based on the project that you have chosen, which is the previous project.
Okay.
Did the exact thing. Yeah. You do not need to redesign a new building or what. Yeah, because it's gonna take time. You just use whatever you have. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Any more questions?
Yes, doctor. So let's say that
our previous project that we chose to remodel in Revit has like an element that is too difficult to replicate in Revit. Are we allowed to export it from other softwares, or does like the entire model has to be exclusively made in Revit?
You mean you want to take a component from, let's say, from somewhere to put it into your model?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm,
I think if your project is too complex, for certain parts that you think it's harder to build in Revit, you can consult with lecturer to and discuss how to make it simpler.
All right, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with this one. Like for example, if you have a very hard structure, let's say it's a very curvy kind of structure to construct, I would advise you, because this is an introduction to Revit, I would advise you to just use a simple straight walls, so you can modify your previous project. Of course, I mentioned just now you can follow exactly the same, but if it is too complicated to be modeled in Revit, you can just simplify it. We would not judge. Mark you or judge you by the complexity of your model, because this is a CAD class. It is not a design class. Okay.
Got it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any more questions? All right. Okay, this Fana, I think that's all from me. Thank you, everyone.
Sorry, I think I missed just now. You already explained about the project, kan? That was about the assignment.
Yeah.
Did they already know about the rubric? Tadi kita explain rubric.
Rubric. Okay, I asked them to have a look at the e-learning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in the rubric, they did there's one component like to get an A. Of course, to get like A minus, you can do like simpler building as long as correct. But to get an A, you have to show your own effort to explore more tools that we didn't teach in class. And number 2 too, exploration on additional tools that are not taught in class to build Revit models. So students sometimes if their building is complicated, so that is where they explore the extra tools now. But if that's too complicated, then you can simplify it a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, teacher.
All right.
Yeah, that's all from me, Dr. Chris.
Okay. All right. So if there's no more question, I think that's all for today's class. So this Fana, you are done also? Already.
I think that's all from me also.
Okay. All right. So hope you guys can watch the video if you guys still have time. Today's class is until 1, I know, actually. So you can just watch the video and you can start doing and explore. Of course, go and download first if for those who do not have. Yeah, I may need some time to download the software and install it. Okay, so if there's any question, you can ask me in the WhatsApp group as well. Okay, so thank you everyone for your time. Thanks for attending.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chris. Remember to do your work as soon as possible, especially during class.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone. And anyone that still didn't got the attendance, ke?
Yes, done.
Done already? Okay.
Doktor ada yang belum.
Hello. Wait. Hilang. Okay, everyone. See you next week. See Dr. Chris in next week. Okay, next 2 weeks. Okay, I'll just share the screen so you can just leave the class first. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Doktor.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Sama.
Thank you, madam.
Jangan lupa social distancing.
Thank you, Doktor.